Hello there, I'm Ian Charles of Wizards, and I'm here with Chris Comley, also of Wizards. We're going to be talking to you now about hosted VoIP. Now, we've got a particular solution that we use in hosted VoIP, but what do we mean by this? Let's understand what we mean by hosted VoIP.
Well, with a traditional PBX, you would have a box on the wall somewhere in your office that all the extensions connect to, the outside lines connect to it, and basically it makes a phone system do what you want.
Yep.
The modern version of that would be a soft PBX, which does the same thing, but the software is running on a generic computer rather than a specific purpose-built box. When we say hosted, basically we mean we take the box off the wall of your office and we put it in a big data centre somewhere in London or Manchester or wherever, with lots of generators, batteries, excellent internet connectivity and so on.
Making it highly available.
And all you have on your office or in your offices is the actual phones themselves.
Right, and the phones themselves look like phones.
Absolutely look like desk phones. Somebody wandered in not knowing it was special, they wouldn't know it was special. You just pick the phone up, dial the number, talk to the person on the other end, end of story.
Dial tone, dial the number, and away you go. Yeah. So the ladies in the room with the plug boards, they've all gone.
Are entirely digital, yes.
Right, those ladies are now completely digital and switched. Okay, now we've got a number of we can deliver hosted VoIP in a couple of ways. One of which is using the 3CX solution, and that's we can deliver as a completely hosted model. But we also have a Horizon hosted VoIP solution. Now we've used that in a couple of places, haven't we? It's really where do you think it scores particularly well for clients?
It works really well for at the smaller end when you've got maybe just one person. Working from home or starting a small business in an office somewhere. It works well when you've got 3 or 4 people in one office and then maybe 3 or 4 people in another office where a traditional PBX might not fit so well, people dotted around in different locations, people working from home. It scales up from there at sort of a predictable cost per desk per month.
Yep.
And works well in a variety of ways. One of the ways that's been quite popular is where you have a shared office, or maybe a serviced office.
Right.
So people might move into a suite in there with 3 or 4 phones on their desks. When the business grows and they move into their own offices, they can basically take the system with them. They keep the numbers, they keep the phones, they just add a few more. The hosted office people put new ones in for the new tenant and just sort of pod off the client.
So that's important. Then, of course, is the allocation of numbers. And if you started your business and you're a roofer or something like that, and you've been established in an area for a while, or a plumbing business, you've got one particular phone number. It's you've paid to have the vans decorated. How do we deal with that? How does that work?
Well, the number is always yours, or it should be. And if you're signing up a contract for a phone system, it's worth asking. But certainly with us, the number is yours. It remains yours. If you've got an ordinary BT phone line or similar, then the number that's on it is yours as long as you keep paying the bill. And we can basically take that number away and connect it to a new service. It remains your number, but the phone line itself goes away.
Okay, so I'm a roofer, and I've got my Horizon phone system installed at home. I'm typically out and about. I've got a mobile phone, which I'm not going to answer it all the time because I'm up ladders and I'm doing that thing that roofers do.
Yeah, roofing, I hope.
Yeah. Well, in an ideal world, what's the state of play about calls made to what's ostensibly a landline number? How does that work?
Well, a number is just a number these days. So if you plan it carefully, there's no need to. You see vans going around with a landline number and mobile numbers, sometimes 2 mobile numbers on it.
Yep.
You're never not quite sure which number to phone at what time. We basically set things up so business can have a single number. But calls to that number can reach a person or a message service or a voicemail. That's entirely under the control of the owner.
So I can have it diverted to my mobile
Yep.
certain hours of the day or certain days of the week?
Yeah, or you could have it so that it rings your mobile as well as the phone on your desk and you can answer it on either. And if you don't answer it on either, it can go to a message service or to voicemail. It's all under your control, lots of flexibility.
Right.
But one number, customers only trying to remember one number. It can be the number you've had forever. And that means you can also chop and change your mobile without having to tell anyone because they're not dialing the mobile number, the calls are being passed through to your mobile automatically.
Or conversely, you can have more than one mobile receiving the calls. So
Yeah.
one of your subordinates. Or
Yes, again, the customer can ring the one number, and it might ring several phones until it finds somebody who's available to answer it.
Or a particular mobile phone on a particular day, on a particular set of hours.
Yep.
Fell over to those numbers, and so on. So there's lots of options around that. Taking your number with you, keeping it flexible. It's a very powerful solution for small and burgeoning businesses. Anything else we need to say about hosted VoIP?
Covers it quite neatly.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for watching.
Bye now.